Hello kings and queens, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be cooking Nigeria fried rice. This is a collaboration video with Aisosa TV, so check her channel out. So I'll be cooking this rice and she'll be cooking as well fried rice. You can check her out and see different style and technique on how to cook fried rice. So this is mine. Let's get right into it. So I've got my bay leaf. Yes, I use bay leaf. It just give me a nice season. Onion. I've got some that are sliced already, but I have that, and I have 2 bell pepper. I'm not gonna blend my chili, and I have the chicken stock. That's the one I got. Is from Africa. That stock. That's why I use for my chicken. The one in the pot and the one in the chicken breast. I've got a curry powder. Of course, you all know curry powder. The work that curry powder do. Just make the flavor nice and change that color, give you that aroma that is really beautiful. And of course I've got my jumbo aroma. You all know I always do my jumbo aroma. I've got my mangi. I use Ami Mangi and Dolly. They are all from Africa. You can get them from some stores. In Europe it's quite expensive, but I got them from Africa. So I've seasoned my chicken already, and I'm going to add my curry powder on my chicken. So the chicken, we just need the water. So that's why we're going to boil it, so that we can get that stock, that water of the chicken, so we can get that aroma or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but that's what we need that chicken for. So whilst I do that, I add a cup of water in there. Yes, that cup of water is going to boil my rice. The amount of rice you see in the next bowl, if you're looking clearly, that's the rice I cooked. I don't mention my rice because I know the quantity of rice I use. I wouldn't tell you measurements. I always tell you guys, I'm not that professional in telling you what quantity or amount to use exactly. I just show you techniques, so you can do or use whatever amount you want to use. Depends on how many of you are going to be eating it, you know. So I added some of my mangi jumbo aroma stock onto my chicken breast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fry my chicken breast in the deep fryer. That being the reason being that I don't want my fried rice to have too much oil. I hate oily rice. I don't like oily rice, so I'm going to do it, fry it in the deep oil, so that when I remove it, there's not going to be any oil. So because normally you can just fry it in the pot, the same pot you're using or whatever. I am doing it that way because I don't want too much oil in my rice. So I'm slicing some onions in the chicken, of course, and I cover it. I leave it to boil for some minutes. So whilst that is happening, I slice some of the onions in the other pots and stuff, and then I waited for the chicken to boil for the couple of minutes that it was meant to boil for, and we went straight to the next stage. Bay leaf. I think to use small ones. And then the next stage that I like doing every time, guys, is try to slice my mixed veg the most, because sometimes I have a veg that are already sliced. Sometimes some of them needs a little bit of slice, so I try to slice them in a dice, because some of them are diced already, but the beans is always the one that is not diced. And I remove that other beans in there, guys. I don't like that beans. I don't even know the name of that beans. It's kind of like a green beans, but like a bigger ones, not like the other peas. So I don't like it. So I just literally remove everything that I see in there, like with that. I just remove them, put them in a bin. I don't like it. And then I just end up cutting my beans, the green peas, the longer ones. Those are the ones that I always just slice. Guys, I'm so particular with it, you know. I don't want long mixed veg in my fried rice. That's just my preference. If you like it, oh yeah, go for it. Like, do what you want to do. So I do that. I make sure I try as much as I could do. So after I finish doing that, I go straight away taking down the chicken from the pot, because it will be ready by then. So guys, watch. I mix the chicken and I leave it on for a couple of minutes, and now it's boiled. I'm just parboiling it. Remember, I'm not cooking it. So I remove it. I put them in my tray. So I always use my aluminum foil in my tray for the oven. That's just my preference, guys. It's easier to clean when you're done stuff, you know, because I like my chicken brown. So you all know when it's brown, it's going to hold on to the tray, and you always want to wash your tray. So just when I do that, it's more easier. So when I put my chicken in the thing, I make sure I put them in the oven straight away. So it's well seasoned, and then I wash my rice. This is the step, guys. I'm so sorry. I did not realize that my camera was not literally showing the rice cooker. Guys, it's so hard when you're trying to record by yourself and you're trying to show the pot. It's not easy. I thought the camera was showing inside the rice cooker. I just realized when I was editing that it was not showing. So I literally just turned the rice in the ordinary pot, and I'm using the stock water, the chicken stock water, to put on the pot, and I mixed it and I cover it. That's it, guys. That water was just enough. So when you're putting water to parboil the rice, just put the water just slightly after the rice. Then you get to parboil the rice. When the water is over the rice that much, it's gonna cook it. You don't want it to cook. You just want it parboil. So make sure, even if you're doing it in the pot, even if you're doing it in the rice cooker. I love doing mine in the rice cooker. Just make sure the water is just a little bit, or just same size. Like, say if you want them to steam, like after you cook it, if you want them to steam, but I don't steam it. After I cook it, I just straight away put it in the pot. So now we get to the pot where we're going to do this frying. So this frying is going to go on here. So I put some amount of oil. That's what I use. That's why I fry my chicken in the deep fryer separately, the breast, chicken breast, so that I don't get to use too much oil, because that oil is going to be just fine for my food, and there's not going to be too much oily. So I put the oil in the pot and then leave it for it to warm up. So whilst I'm doing that, I'm also peeling up the mangi. I've got Ami mangi and Dolly mangi. I have got two sets of mangi. You can use any mangi cube that you have. I always say this to you guys: don't say, "Oh, I must use that mangi." No, you can use any mangi cube. There are different mangi cube, and they all taste, I think, they taste the same or just a little bit similar. That's the chicken that I fried, the chicken breast, and it's well browned. Guys, I love my chicken breast brown. That's why I do it in the hot oil, like the deep oil, so that it can be really brown. I don't want to use too much oil for my fried rice. So all I'm going to do is fry my onion. But before then, I'm going to get the mixed veg on my side, so that will be easy for me to use, because I'm going to fry it as well on the same time as the, like just after the onion. I'll fry the mixed veg, because we want fried rice, not mixed rice or boiled rice. So you have to fry these things. So as you can see, I was just still wasting this time so that they all can be really hot the way I want it to be, so that when I'm frying the onion, it will be easy to fry. So I have salt there. I didn't put salt in anything that I've done before. I just had it in case we need it. You know, you can't tell when you finish doing it, you can try it. So now we're going to be frying the onions, guys. As you can see, the oil is hot enough, so I'm going to fry that onion. So this process is just frying, like just frying. So after I put the onions in the pot. The next thing I'm going to do is to put the mangi cube in there. Yeah, someone is going to say, why are you frying the mangi cube? No, I'm not literally like frying the mangi cube per se, frying it, but I am frying it. So I don't know what sense that makes, but yeah, that's the sense I'm trying to make as well. So I'm gonna put it in there because that mangi cube needs to cook as well. It needs, and I want the flavor of the mangi cube to be on the onion and the mixed veg. That's the reason of me putting it there. Remember, I did not put any mangi cube in the rice. It's just the seasoning of the chicken and stuff, and the curry powder that was in the rice. So I did not add any mangi cube. So this mangi cube, I used two mangi cube. I use as many as little mangi cube that you want, but using this, excuse me, for that amount of rice really did help a lot, like a lot. Like this fried rice was tasty. It was so tasty, guys, like so tasty. So when I did that, I just keep mixing. Yeah, we are frying, so keep mixing. So So I use my wooden spoon, my iron spoon. We call it iron spoon, guys, to um, mix. Like you should mix it in frying, mix it in frying. It's just the method of mixing. So mix it and then you wait a little bit and for it to fry. You don't want any water to be in it. So you all know sometimes when you do onions and there's water in there, but in this case, the way I did it, there was no water because I was frying it. This was fried. You can see in the middle of the pot, it's just frying. So now for the mixed veg, you all know when you have a frozen mixed veg, there's going to be water in it. It's going to be a little bit of water. So because we are frying it, that water is going to end up drying. So I wouldn't advise anyone to cover the pot when you're cooking fried rice at this early stage. Do not cover the pot because you want it fried. If you cover the pot, that makes it have the potential of the water being much on it. But when you leave the pot open and just mix it, end up drying the water. Like scenario, if you cover a pot, like put a little bit of water in the pot and then you cover it, it takes like time for it to dry up because when it's drying up, the evaporation or whatever on the cover of the pot goes in there again and there's water. So that's the sense. I hope you get it. So I'll just fry it. Don't cover your pot. Don't cover your pot. You are frying. So I keep mixing it and fry it. Keep mixing, mixing, mixing. That's just what you need to be doing. Mix it. Why mixing it is because you want all the water from the other side of the beans, the mixed veg to be mixed. So I put in my bay leaf. I had to give bay leaf. I put it in there and I mix it. You just want to be mixing. When you mix in, the water become dry. So as you can see now, there is no season on the pot. The season is, it has mixed already. So there's season on the onion and the mixed veg. This is what you want. You don't want anything extravagant or whatever. So I'm gonna put my chicken breast. As I told you guys, I literally fry this in the deep fryer because I don't want too much oil in my pot. So I add the chicken breast as well and mix it up so that all the season can go on all of it at the same time. So when I'm gonna mix this, and I just keep mixing it, and it gets to a point that I know it's fried. Like you can actually tell from the look that yeah, it's fried. And then we're gonna put in the rice. So I did not cover this pot one bit. I only get to cover it when I put the rice and you're gonna see what happened. But I did not cover it. Guys, excuse me, I'm gonna be talking all throughout because I don't want someone to miss anything because I got so many people asking me for my other videos, what is that fresh, is that this? So I have to talk all throughout. So these are all fresh. They're just from the freezer. I'll explain it. So it's, as you can see, it's frying. I did not make it to burn, guys. Don't leave it to burn. Just fry it. There is difference between making something to fry and burning it. So now it was time for me to put my rice, my parboiled rice. So this rice is parboiled. I'm so sorry that I forgot to show you guys. So while I was doing the rice, I dropped the 2 ball chili on top of it so that I can just steam because there's no chili in this rice. I want my kids to eat it, so there was no chili. I just did the ball. So as you can see, the color of the rice, the curry made that color very beautiful. As some people do have another seasons that helped without curry, like some African country, even as my country as well, Sierra Leone, we have other seasons that make it yellow than rather than curry powder. But I didn't have that, so I only had curry. So curry was my supplement to do so. So I put the rice, I put them by section, and I mix them. Guys, this is fried rice. And some people will be like, oh, the rice is too much, it won't fry. It's a lie. It's still gonna fry. It depends to how you mix it. It's your mixing that fried this thing. Remember when you're doing any frying and then you put the whatever you're frying in the pot. If you don't mix them, they don't get to fry. So no matter how tiny they are, you have to turn it around for them to be able to fry and cook well. So it's just the same wisdom to use on it. So I just mix it. As you can see, I'm mixing and I'm trying to take whatever that is underneath it under. So that's just why I was using, and then I found that spoon was a bit small, so I used my frying spoon to do so, guys, because as you can see, the rice is enough for me and my family for like a couple of days. So I used that spoon to do so, and that spoon helped a lot. That frying spoon helped a lot. It takes everything underneath, and I could hear the sound of it frying. That's what you need. So that's what it's called, the fried rice. So I reduced the fire to 4 because it was like on 6. I reduced it to 4. So the reason being that I don't want it to burn down. I just want it to fry. So I tested to see how much the ingredients are doing. And I felt like there's just something missing with the salt. So I added a little bit of salt. guys, not too much. So this is the point I always advise somebody to add any amount of salt you want to add, because if you add any salt, this Maggi cube, all of them have salt, the seasoning have salt, so just be careful on the amount of salt you add. Make sure you add your salt few minutes or few minutes before you finish cooking, because that salt is going to steam. That's what you need. So I just make sure I mix it. I was hearing the pot, guys, like frying. You can hear the sound, but it was not burning, but it was frying. I could hear the sound, and that's what I needed. So I keep mixing, and this is the time I cover it up, because I wanted the salt to melt down, and the everything else is seasoned out. I just put on the onions and the thingy to just, just mix round it very well. So I could hear the sound of it even when I cover it. So I open it again and mix it. Guys, I wanted this video not to be too long, so I mixed it more than 3 times before I was finished. I just turn it around. The mixing is the aim of the mixing is just turn it around. So like, let's say the under has fried, just turn it around to the next stage. Let's turn it around together. So it's just turning it around, and there was nothing burning. There was nothing holding the pot. It was just smooth. If you can see, the pot is clear. Then you know that you're frying. Your rice is frying. It's not burning. So that rice just needs to fry, not burning. The only side that I had a little bit of rice was in the middle. If you can see, I tried to show you guys everything so you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. That is how I cook my fried rice. Some people do cook it segment by segment in the frying pot. To be honest, that's just a waste of time, and sometimes you end up having different tastes. I've gone to so many parties and I've eaten rice, they have different taste. So that's just the same rice, they say, but different taste, if you get what I mean. So I finished doing it. That's the end of it. And as you can see, my chicken, I've taken it out from the oven, and I'm gonna be putting this portion in the plate for me and my boys, guys. So I turn off the heating and I dish out the amount that 3 of us we are gonna eat. Yes, I've got 2 boys and myself when Dada is at work, so it's 3 of us, so we needed to eat. So I did put in the plate, try to be a little bit fancy for you guys, which of course I'm not good at. You know what I mean, like just to get you guys hungry or something. I don't know what I was doing, but that's me just trying to. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you like it, and make sure you check out my sister that we're doing the collaboration with. Just check her out, Aisosa TV. Check her out as well and learn another technique of how you do your fried out. In this one, this is how Fantasia does hers. So thank you for watching. God bless you and stay tuned. Bye. See you next time.